Hey guys, what's up? It's Dusty here and welcome back to the Dusty Finance channel. Today, we're going to be talking about how to invest $500 per month, but it is not limited to $500 a month. What I'm trying to say is that all these tips will also work if you want to invest $100 or $10 or $10,000 each month. It will still work as all ideas are scalable. It all depends on how much income you have each month and how much you want to achieve. Keep in mind that even when investing $500 a month, it will probably still take you some time to earn yourself some Lambos. So once you watch this video, you'll hopefully have some idea about investing some spare income every single month, and mixed with my video about passive income, you can really start to get the ball rolling for yourself so that hopefully within a couple of years here, money won't play as much of a role for you anymore. All the videos on this channel for now are completely free. No advertisements, no affiliate links, no courses I'm selling. This is purely for your education to help you out, as that is what I'm trying to do with this channel. I also have another channel in the crypto space called Dusty BC, and I'm also going to create another channel that is called Dusty Social, explaining to you guys about my social media role and how I grew that, all of that. But that is all coming up soon. I would like you guys to press the like button right now because I'm going to give you guys some very valuable information, and also comment down below what you would like to see next. So today, guys, I have a very cool slideshow that I just made to tell you guys about what to invest in. There are 7, I think, main tips for you guys. And the first tip, of course, is to buy yourself a PlayStation. Now, once you bought a PlayStation, you'll know what it feels like to... I'm just kidding, guys. The first thing is investing into a safety net. And I'm not talking about a net made of rope, but a net made of money. In other words, an emergency fund. My tip is to start saving up about 6 months worth of expenses to make sure that you always have a backup for when things hit the fan. This means that if you all of a sudden get fired or some other emergency happens, that you don't have to pull money from the stocks that you bought or to go into debt to pay for it with like credit cards. I've seen it many times that people forget or they don't want to invest into an emergency fund like this. And what happens often though is that some emergencies come up and they leave them with, for example, $3,000 to pay, and then they have to pull it out of their stocks or borrow it at a high rate, and it's not ideal. And that's why you always want to have some money stashed up somewhere in a place that's easily accessible. I can recommend this to everybody. Even if you're doing with $100, just save yourself up a couple of months of expenses. And when we're talking about expenses, we're not talking about, oh, let me go out for dinner 6 times a week. You know, we're talking about real expenses, real core of what you need to spend every month. Our second tip is something that most people do not like to hear, but yes, it is to start paying down your high interest rate debt. I know that discussing about debt can be very frustrating, and it is often something people do like to hide away, but you really have to face it and start to pay it off. I'm not talking about paying off your credit card with a new credit card or some stupid stuff like that. I'm talking about investing into your debt. And it might sound counterintuitive, like, how can you invest into debt? But you can see paying down your debt as investing. This is because the debt you have would have cost you a percentage each year. And since by paying it down, you're saving yourself from paying that investment percentage, you sort of gained it. So for example, if you borrowed $1,000 at 20% a year, and this can definitely be the case if you have a credit card, that will be $200 a year in interest. If you pay down this debt, you're actually realizing a 20% gain on the money that you paid off. And that is a higher expected return than on most other investments you could do. What I'm trying to say here is look at the amount of percentage that you have to pay for this debt. If it's higher than your rate of return on any other investment, or it's just ridiculously high in general, pay it off because it's probably a very good investment to do so. Again, you might not see this as an investment, but please do think about it like that, because we're of course talking about the best ways to invest your money so you can get the most out of it. And most of the time, starting off with paying off your high interest debt, you can really start to get the ball rolling for yourself. Also, it just feels nice. If you're enjoying this video, make sure you press the like button right now to show your support for the channel. Third tip is dependent on the country you live in, but for the US, it will be a Roth IRA. So what the Roth IRA has that makes it so special is that it allows you to put in post-tax money, and the profit that you can take out later when you're like 60, I believe, or 59 and a half, can be accessed completely tax-free. I would like to explain exactly how a Roth IRA works, but since they only work in the US, I believe, I'll just give you an idea of what happens. There are accounts for your retirement, but that is exactly what makes this so interesting. Of course, you've heard about a retirement fund before, and I really recommend all y'all to check it out for your specific country. But what makes this so crazy and insane and interesting is the power of compound interest. And that is what makes it so you don't actually have to spend that much money now to have a very comfortable life financially later on. And there's a lot of compound calculators online. I've actually not put one in the slideshow, but I can definitely tell you from the bottom of my heart, compound interest is something that was created by the sweetest person on earth. Now, of course, it's logically, mathematically, the best thing you can have in terms of ROI. It just is stacking upon stacking upon stacking. Compound interest is amazing. And with the retirement fund, the positive thing is it is locked up for, let's say, 40 more years, so you cannot touch it, but you keep depositing, and there's interest on those deposits, and it just keeps going up and up and up and up and up. And then once you're 50, 60, 70, whatever age you start to reap the benefits, you got so much money coming in every month from the compound interest. Because if you start with $1 right now, you get, let's say, 7% a year for 40 years. You'll calculate how much that is in 40 years. It's going to be insane. Again, it depends on how old you are, what country you live in, about which retirement fund you should choose. But I definitely recommend you all to start with one. There's also a difference about getting post-tax money or pre-tax money into the fund, because that will change the amount of tax that you have to pay afterwards. But you got to look into it yourself, since again, this depends so much on the country, so much on the retirement fund you're choosing. For America, recommend the Roth IRA, or if you have like a high income and you have a person like who gives you work who will also match your deposits on like 401k, you can also do that. But most of the time, Roth IRA is really the way to go, because after a long time, after those 50 years, you actually get your money tax-free, which is really amazing in the literal sense. It's good stuff. So let's go on to the next slide right here. Invest in yourself. And this can be in the form of courses, in the form of college, in the form of books or tools or whatever. And this does not have to be $500 cash every month that you put into your pocket. It can also be in terms of how you value your time for every hour you spend learning something. It could be in terms of how much your college costs, in terms of how much the books cost. I will also make a video about how to invest $100, since I also have some really cool ideas about this. But I thought it was definitely worth it to put in how to invest $500 every month, because yourself, you could be one of the biggest costs, but also one of the biggest ROI machines. So investing in yourself gives you access to many tools and insights that you otherwise never would have had, realistically speaking, which can actually give you an insane ROI. And the best thing, however, is that by investing into yourself, you're creating one of the most scalable income machines ever. And if you take a step back and look at it from above, you invested in yourself already by spending some time to watch this video. What you gain from it, though, is knowledge about investing and maybe also some courage on the side to go do it. Well, you would have never had these had you not invested in yourself. Learning yourself how to trade stocks, how to recharge, how to speak a language, those are all investments in yourself, and they're really good investments that might be able to pay off more than any other investment you could go for in terms of real money into it. So again, don't underestimate investing in yourself. If you have some courses that you would like to learn to earn some money with, do it. It will definitely be a great investment since you're learning something. Next up, my fifth tip, invest into some cryptocurrencies. And if you would like to get to know all about crypto, I would recommend you guys to check out my other channel, which is called Dusty BC. That's a channel where I talk about crypto on a daily basis. I upload every single day a couple of crypto news videos, but it's also a good place to talk about cryptocurrencies, to have like-minded people. But if you're really quite interested and you have some questions, make sure you check the Discord out. A link for that is in the description below, because in there you can ask some questions about crypto. This tip will only count, though, if the $500, for example, you're looking to invest is really money that you can lose. With the rest of these options and tips, the chance of really going broke with the money or losing it are relatively small. With crypto, the chance is really there. So, example, retirement fund, losing your money will most likely not happen. With cryptocurrencies, there's a chance. So make sure you understand that this investment is a riskier one, but also possibly with way greater profits. You have to make the risk to reward for yourself. Why I recommend investing into crypto is because the ROI can be insane. If we ever get another bull run, you will have so much profit you don't even know what to do. Keep in mind though that investing into crypto is not for everybody because you need some thick skin and some good patience, as the prices can fluctuate greatly within a single day, leaving you with a loss on paper. A loss on paper though is not necessarily a complete loss unless you decide to cash it out, but still you gotta have the heart for it and you gotta have the tough skin. If you're looking for some coins and you don't know which ones to start off with, start with the top 3 coins right now, which are Bitcoin, Ethereum, and XRP. I recommend to just get some equal amounts, or if you're not that much of a risk taker, go for 50% BTC, 25 Ethereum, 25% XRP. You can also go for some other coins that you think look juicy or nice or at a lower price, but these are the ones that you probably have the safest time with here since they're at the top. I also personally hold these 3 coins. I hold many more, but these 3 I can definitely recommend to everybody. I would also recommend to buy at some different times by using a layering strategy, which I've explained to you guys a lot of times on my crypto channel. But I only recommend this for crypto though, not for normal stocks. But try to keep buying a bit more if the price does go lower. So you buy, for example, at 10K Bitcoin. Then you buy a little bit more if it goes to 9.5. But if it goes up from 9.5, you don't start to just buy because you want to have some more crypto. You stay put because layering is actually a way down. If you start to layer your way up, you'll most likely be in a bad spot afterwards. So you always got to be comfortable with how much you're holding. But if you want to have more, you just wait for the price to come a little bit lower, as often it does do it still. If you're enjoying this video, make sure you press the like button right now to show your support for the channel. My 6th tip is to go for the traditional stocks or investing into index funds or things like that, bonds. Is just investing the traditional way. And by doing this, you can invest your $500 per month into individual stocks or index funds or anything you find interesting. And you can basically just invest your money normally. This is without retirement benefits later on. This is without the insane risks from crypto. This is without having to have your money locked up all the time, since by doing this, you have access to all your money all the time. Same with crypto. And anytime you need it, you can just get it off. And sometimes you have to pay a little bit of a penalty. Most of the time you don't though. There's almost no border for grabbing your money out before you're 60 or 65 or 67, depending on the country. You can just grab your money, do whatever you want to do. A bad side to this is that you're more keen to use the money if you see profit, or use it to pay for something else, or if you didn't go for step 1 by creating an emergency fund, you take it out. But if you do not do that, you use it as we expect, you just invest and leave or trade, whatever you want to do. Yes, this is definitely a great option, as it can also sometimes feel good to know that you've invested into stocks and you're having a bond with the markets. It can sometimes feel like something very great. I can tell from experience. 7th is one of the most important ones ever. It is to start a business. Wow, I cannot put enough emphasis on this one. Start a business. You might be wondering, how am I going to do that with $500? Well, I just started another business with $0. I just started another business with about $4,000, which is then 8 months of saving up. I started another business with about $1,250. There's tons of businesses you can start with low amounts of money. I'm talking about traditional businesses. So you just have a store outside. You can do it with not that much money. It sometimes works, depends on how you handle it. I'm talking about online businesses, talking about a website where people call you for a service. You can actually go ahead and go for a website where you help people, so to speak. Like, you can have a website where you are the middleman between two people. You can have a social media agency. You can have a social media something else. You can just start pages. You can start a YouTube channel, things like this. It's all very, very simple to do with actually a very small amount of money. Most of the time, this is also where you invest in yourself because you learn the skills to be able to do this. But $500 might be enough to buy yourself some basic equipment to get going. Like for YouTube, you need a microphone, maybe $150. You need a monitor, computer. most likely have a computer or a phone if you're watching this. You don't need that many things to get going. With $500 a month, you can definitely get almost anything that you would like to go. You can start it off. It might be enough to get yourself a website built by somebody else and order some inventory as well. If you want to go and sell things, you can go and drop ship. You can do anything with $500. It might be enough to get yourself a small agency going or things like that. It might also be enough to buy yourself a lawn mower or buy yourself a leaf blower. Think about things like that. You can buy it all if you really want to start a business for yourself. You know, it is really crazy how fast this stuff can scale. But that is also why I'm creating a new channel, and it's going to be revolved around social media. It's going to be Dusty Social most likely, since I have a very big Instagram business, and I thought I should let you guys know about how I created it, what I'm doing to earn a lot of money from it as well, and you know how it all started, how you can do it the same thing, since it's not hard. It just takes dedication, work every day, but it is definitely doable, and it can earn some crazy figures with it, guys. It can really happen. In a couple of months, I started like January, earning a good amount of money right now. I'll explain to you all if you would want it. So make sure you let me know in the comments down below what video you would like to see next, what I can improve on in these videos, and also what you would like to see on my social media channel coming up very, very soon. Last but not least is just go ahead and start. This is something that I will tell you guys in almost all of my videos. You can watch, you can think, you can speculate about when you want to do this or whatever. But starting really makes you that 1% that we talked about in one of my other videos. 1% of the people that watch these videos are actually going to start. 1% of the people actually are doing this type of things. 1% of the people will actually understand what to do and how to do it. 1% of the people will look further into it. You're 1 in 100 or 1 in 1,000, 1 in 100 million, whatever, that actually are doing the things you are. You're very unique, but you should just utilize everything that you know and that you're learning about by starting. Do something, because you're having the time right now. You can watch this video so you can start your business. You can start investing. You can do everything. It is worth it. It will pay off greatly. You'll be happy you did. The younger you are, the better of an IRA you get, because we're talking about compound interest over time. So let's say you start now at, let's say, 26, or you start at 46. It's a very big difference. Every year can get you another 7% additionally, and that is in compound interest, guys. So it can be of great value to start as soon as possible. And that was actually most of what we had to say for today, guys. Again, starting is the best tip I can give, and that was my how to invest $500 a month slideshow here, and video and tips and tricks. It's just so important to start. These videos have no advertisements. They're purely for your education. Watch them all and use them how you would like, but I recommend you guys to just get it going. Again, if you enjoyed it, make sure you press the like button on this video right now and let me know that you did, because I'm trying to help you all with this. If you're not appreciative of it, let me know as well. I will try to change it. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you guys again in another finance video.